Let's talk about self-trust in business. So, when you start a business, you learn how to trust yourself because you realize that you have literally, quite literally, no other choice. Like, if you don't step up to the plate and kind of just make things happen, step out of your comfort zone, start creating content, start filming videos, start talking to people, start coaching, start putting yourself out there, start sharing your talents and gifts and skills and abilities and doing what God called you to do, start posting, you realize that, like, no one is going to do these things for you. And that's why I love business so much, because it is quite literally spiritual. Like, business is spiritual, I believe, because you are tapping into your soul and you are sharing your gifts from your soul. Like, this is what business should be, at least, in my opinion. I don't think, like, there's any other way to do it. And the thing about, entrepreneurs that have been in the game for like 5-10 years is that you see them, sorry, I just finished running up a flight of stairs. I'm like out of breath, but you see entrepreneurs who've been in the game for a while, like, really, really know themselves. Like, they get themselves. They understand themselves really well. They know how they work. They know how they learn. They know how they study. And I think entrepreneurship gives you a huge understanding of, like, yourself and how you operate. It also shows you your trauma, which is like the most insane thing in the world. It'll show you where you're uncomfortable. It'll show you where you're not doing enough. It'll show you where you're scared. It'll show you where you have fears, where your comfort zone, like, begins and ends. Like, it's so daunting. And entrepreneurship is really a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual journey. And so if you have been, especially someone who always looked at entrepreneurs as, like, other people that did things you could never do, or if you always felt intimidated by entrepreneurship, or, like, just confused as to what you can do, you're probably thinking, like, oh, what can I do? Like, I can't do anything. Let me tell you that in today's day and age, there's so many viable options to be an entrepreneur. Like, you can literally do anything. Literally. Like, girls are selling themselves online and calling it entrepreneurship, and in no way do I condone that or agree with that at all. I think that that's not entrepreneurship, and I think that that's really putting yourself in danger for a long time, pretty much sabotaging your life. But maybe not, though. I could be actually really completely wrong. Like, I am an open-minded person when it comes to life itself, but I just know that if it's not your calling to do something, you shouldn't do it, right? So, basically, though, like, anything is possible, and I want people to, like, get that. And I myself am learning that, and for so long have been trying to step into that mindset and energy that, oh, Seema, like, anything is possible, because I grew up around pessimists, like, low-key abusive people, people that were just not healthy, like, mentally or physically or emotionally or spiritually. And as a child, I had to, like, literally, like, take care of the adults around me. Like, that was my life. So for some context and some background, like, I was not raised in wealth, like, whatsoever. Like, so I had to, like, rewire every single mindset that I had around money, around what money meant. So, okay, the way I was brought up was kind of, like, interesting, because I lived two lives. Like, I was kind of split in between two main parental figures, because my parents were divorced. So one parent was, like, super unhealthy, and then the other parent was super healthy, like, healthy and wealthy, and, like, came from built their own wealth, basically. And so I had these two opposing viewpoints, like, all the time. And so I had to figure out, like, what I resonated with. And obviously I resonated more with my healthier parent. And, it's just really interesting to, like, see how your early environment really shapes your, like, perception of the world, and also who you are, like, your identity. Like, the one thing that remained consistent always in my life was that I was always a caretaker, and I had to take care of the adults around me. It didn't matter who it was, So, yeah, it was a really difficult journey for me to step into myself, or to step into my own. And I think I only really did that around college. Like literally my set, I don't even know, like I got to college, I was so happy. I was like, thank God I'm away from like, all the drama and whatever. Like I was really happy to be away from home, and I adapted, so like I was so excited, loved it. I'm a very independent person, always have been. Like when I was a child, I would be left alone like most of the time. Like I never had like I was a adult as a child. So like what does that tell you, right? So I basically like raised myself. So I was like happy to like be like away at college, and then partied a lot my first and second years, had a spiritual awakening after my first year actually. And then my second year was me just like going through the motions of partying, but like actually awakening. Like I would go to these house parties and literally meditate on God, like on the image of Sri Vishnu at these house parties, and it was so crazy. Like nobody knew that I was like going through a consciousness journey, but that's what it was. And yeah, at the end of my, like towards the end of my second year of college, things really started clicking for me. Like everything started to click for me in a huge way in terms of how everything is connected. And I learned about the flower of life and sacred geometry. I applied it to my business classes. I learned how astrology applies to astronomy, and how astronomy is math, and how math is the foundational principle of the universe, and how reality can be interpreted as God, and I really grew like in my consciousness and remembered who I was. And actually that was the beginning of me going on a journey to remember who I am. A huge soul exploration journey. It started in April. I'm actually not going to say the year, but it started my end of my second year of college. And so I would do like past life meditations, like, and all this stuff without even knowing what I didn't even know I was doing it before they were a thing, before they were trendy, before there was a name. Like there was no name for this stuff. Like I would just like sit with my eyes closed and like travel. And then the journey never ended. Like I kept learning more and more and more, and the more I learned, the more I realized like I don't know anything. I don't know anything about anything, And that's when I started my YouTube channel. It was like second year of college going to my third year. I started my YouTube channel, and my intention was to like share what I knew and like my opinions about mental health and like spiritual awakening and like consciousness expansion and like trauma healing and all that stuff. And you can go back to some of my videos on my original YouTube channel. I'll link it down below. But basically that's the first time that I really took YouTube like seriously, because I was like, oh, I have like messages to share now. Like I have like inspirational messages to share. And then that developed into like so much. Like I really got into online business around 2020. Obviously, because I think everybody was, But yeah, and then the rest is history. It's been a huge transformational journey. I've changed many times over. It's been nothing short of fun and fearful and wild, exciting, scary, painful. Even I've been through a lot of like pain actually in my life, which that's a different topic. But I've been through a lot of like pain and like psychological pain. I'll have to do a different podcast episode on that. But yeah, entrepreneurship is a spiritual journey, and I recommend, if you don't know where to start, just taking your life experience and like teaching past you what you wish you knew now, and like trying to, serve the person that needed what you have become now, if that makes sense. And just really holding compassion and empathy for past versions of yourself that are out there. Like people need you. Okay? Like people want you. People want to connect with you. People want to know what you have been through. People want to know what you have going on. People want to know like how you can help them, what you can do for them, how you can serve them, right? And so entrepreneurship is perfect for this. The social media age we live in like facilitates this like no other, you know. So my advice is to be bold, be brave, be authentic. Any blockage you have within yourself, anything you're afraid of, that's what you need to start doing first. I know it sounds insane, but that's how you like bulldoze through blockages, you know. So yeah. Okay, I love you very much. Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, like this video for more, subscribe to this channel for more. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. And subscribe to my YouTube channels down below as well. Love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.